Hello everybody, my name is Richard Vigorelli and I'm your guide for everything Chinese medicine, and I set it all up so us Westerners can figure it out. Now today, something that a lot of people ask me about when I'm doing my diagnosis, and that is, why are you taking my pulse? I'm pretty sure it's fine. And get that a lot with, when if I treat a nurse or a doctor or even a chiropractor or something like that. They always ask me, why are you taking my pulse in such a weird way? I say, well, because the quality of each spot gives me an idea of what's going on internally. Okay, well, let me explain. All right, so on both hands, right here and right here, you have an artery there. It's called the radial artery. As this is the radius. How you remember that is, that makes an R. Of course, that only works in English. Details. Okay, so makes an R. Radius. Okay, and this. Anyway, on that, you've got a little bone. Okay, it's called the radial styloid. Okay, and the middle finger goes right on that. Then you go till you feel a little thump, thump, thump against it. Then your pointer and your ring go right beside there, okay? Those are the three spots. And that exists on both sides. Now, each one of those spots corresponds to a different organ. The one up front, on the right side, corresponds to the lung. The one in the middle corresponds to the spleen, that is your digestive system. And the one in the back, the third one, corresponds to your kidney. Specifically, kidney yang. I'll get into that in a second. Okay, on the left, this one is your heart, middle one is liver, and then kidney yin. Okay? Now, depending on how fast things are going, how deep the sensation is, or how shallow it is, and what it feels like against the finger will tell you what is going on the inside. Okay, and there's a few ways to take this. You can do them one at a time, or you can do them concurrently. Okay, of course, kind of hard to do that on myself. I can't turn that way. Okay, and you want to feel it either here on the tip or here on the pad. Just kind of depends on what is more sensitive. Okay, so if it's like boom, 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 like just pounding on your finger, that means you've got what we call heat. Also, if it's like that, just super fast, that's also heat. Okay? If it's really near the surface, like you barely touch it and you can feel the full force, that's usually what we call an exterior condition, such as you'll probably have like a bacterial infection or some kind of early stage viral infection, so forth like that. If it's super deep, that is usually a late stage infection. Of course, this person's probably going to die if that's the case, or they have a very deep seated chronic malfunction going on inside. Also, not exactly a good thing. Now, one of the interesting things is, if you get a big burly guy, he'll have a very deep pulse. Hello, little one. Hi. Yes. Take a little break. This is Mari. Mwah. She's my little girl. And a total sweetie. Okay. So, where was I? Big burly guy usually have a very deep pulse. A lot of that is due to lifestyle, oftentimes training. Heavy weight training, heavy labor, stuff like that will often send the pulse very, very deep and create a false negative for a deep and or deficient condition. Additionally, if a pulse should be up based on symptoms being provided, but it's like super duper deep, that is a sign of severe deficiency and not a good thing. Okay? Another thing that you get is called slippery. Okay? Slippery is according to the text, if you hold a plate that's got a bunch of perfect pearls on it and you just wiggle it around, that's what slippery feels like. Yes, because I have such easy access to pearls. Okay? So, the way I usually liken it when I'm explaining it to someone is I say, okay, you ever take like a half-full bottle of water and you're kind of sitting there and you rock it back and forth and you turn it one way and the water goes and then you turn it back the other way and it doesn't want to go, wants to kind of keep staying there because of the inertia and the flow of the water? That's what slippery feels like. Okay, what will happen is the blood in the artery is going towards the hand and then it just kind of cycles back slowly and then just keeps going. Okay? That's slippery. That is usually a sign of dampness is the primary piece, specifically spleen chi dampness. It's common. It's not good, but it's common. It can also be a lot of other things, especially if there's trauma in the body. Especially like a head trauma, it'll turn slippery. Okay? If it feels like you are touching a wire or like a guitar string or something like that. Okay, guys who have never touched a guitar string, go out, talk to a musician, ask them if you can touch their instrument. Don't be dirty. And then you know what that feels like, okay? What that means is when it hits, it's very, very firm and feels like it's going to cut you, okay? It's a sign of, wiry is a sign of pain. It is a sign of, it's also a sign of phlegm, and it's also a sign of a severe emotional condition, otherwise known as anger. You can kind of see it if a person's like full-on long-term sadness, but their pulse will usually be like really diffuse because of what sadness does to chi. Okay? Another thing that you'll see when someone is in pain is called choppy or knotted. Okay? A choppy pulse is, imagine she wants attention. She's playing with things now, because of course she is. Would you stop that? Hey, stop. Thank you. Anyway, what you'll see with choppy is, in the writing they liken it to trying to carve bamboo with a knife, okay? Because it's got those little bumps in it where it hit a... That's not for you. No. Stinker. Just give me this look. Okay, so because now it's got those little stop points on it because that's where it hit a stop growth phase and then extended out afterwards. Okay, so you can't get a true long stroke with it. I've never tried to carve bamboo, so I can't help you with that. What it is like is trying to move your hand over something that changes in consistency, where you kind of get a start and a stop thing going on. Like, it's really easy and then really not, and then it's fine. That's a choppy pulse. It's a sign of what is called blood stasis. And it is not a good thing. You'll usually see this kind of blood stasis with trauma or very, very severe emotional upset is where you'll see it. Now, you'll also see something very similar. It's called a knotted pulse. Okay? Now, a choppy pulse is intermittent. And it's not exactly predictable, but if you're there long enough, you can get the pattern. Okay? And then, of course, it will change on you because why not? Now, a knotted pulse, on the other hand, is very similar. You'll get this big old bead of blood in the vessel and then nothing. And then a bead of blood and then nothing. And it's usually pretty predictable. Okay? Knotted pulse, I've come across a couple of them, usually a sign of heart disease, an impending heart attack, especially if it's knotted and irregular. We need to get them to the hospital like now. And I actually had a patient when I was in California is a friend of mine, and he asked me to come over. He wasn't feeling well. I took his, before I even administered to him, I did my diagnosis, and his pulse was like that, and I said, okay, time to go, come on. So I took him to the nearest hospital, got him admitted, saved his life. Doctor said, it's amazing how you caught that. He's very, very close to a heart attack right now, so don't worry, we've got him calmed down, got him on drugs, he'll be okay. And he was fine. He's alive today. I actually spoke to him a couple weeks ago. Doing great, despite everything that's going on. Okay. Let's see here. What else is there? Weak pulse, you can guess that one. Strong pulse, you can guess that one. Now a good pulse is neither weak nor strong, neither slippery nor clear, neither wiry nor soft. It's in the middle of everything. I felt one in my entire time practicing. I was actually in my clinicals. My master called me and was like, hurry, 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 come here, come here, come here. I got something to show you. Hi, kid. And when I was like, what? Just feel the pulse. I'm not going to tell you anything. Just feel the pulse. I felt it and I was going, well, it's kind of, no, it isn't. Well, it's kind of, no. What? He's perfectly healthy. It's going like, huh, neat. Yeah, one and only time that's ever happened. Chances of that happening are vanishingly rare. Okay. Also, usually the person who comes in is not going to have a good pulse. Hey, stop it. Kids. Okay, so that's about all I've got for you on pulses. Again, when we take your pulses in Chinese medicine, we're not necessarily looking for the speed of the pulse, we're looking for the quality of the pulse. That's the important bit, okay? If the quality looks good, then you're probably basically fine, and we'll just balance you out, add some stuff in. But usually there's something funky going on, and that informs our diagnosis. Now, I will usually take a pulse of a person if they come in and they're telling me signs and symptoms of this one thing over here, but they're displaying over here. Like, okay, well then what they're concerned with is not necessarily the main issue, because you want to treat the root. Okay, you've got this problem, this problem, this problem, this problem, this problem. Well, they're all caused by the same thing, and it's down here, but you're not seeing this. You're only seeing these. So we got two options. We can either scale these guys back, or we can just take care of this whole thing, and it'll all fall away anyway. Okay, and we use the pulse to figure that part out. Okay, so that's about all I've got for you. If you're new to the channel, hit that big red subscribe button down below. It's around here somewhere. Maybe ring the bell if you feel. Leave a like, leave a comment. Feel free to share too. Also, if you would like to get in touch with me directly, feel free to visit my website at vigintmed.com. That stands for Vigorelli Integrated Medicine.com. I'll be sure to get back to you if I can. And also, if you're a bot, be nice. Stop sending me a bunch of garbage emails like Avon is the subject. Message, car tire. Seriously? Seriously? Anybody else getting these? They're driving me nuts. So, take care, guys. Bye-bye.